In today's reading, we are going to be looking at the huge opportunity that is coming your way. So if you want to know exactly what that is, then stick around for this reading. We have 3 piles to choose from in today's reading, and they go as such. This card represents pile number 1. This card represents pile number 2. And this card represents pile number 3. If you already know which pile is calling out to you, then you can go into the description box down below and click on the timestamp that you need. But if you need some help in choosing which pile is yours, then what you can try is first getting yourself away from any noises or distractions if you can, and try and close your eyes, take a few deep breaths to get really grounded and present in this moment. And after you have done so, open your eyes, look at the piles and see what you are feeling. See what is coming up for you in your body, what is coming up for you in your mind. Is there some sort of sensation that you feel? Is there something that you hear? Is there something that is popping up in your mind, like a keyword, a phrase, a number? Maybe there is a specific color that your eye is drawn to. Try and focus on what is coming up for you in your body and trust that intuitive voice. But as I also always say, please don't forget that this is a general reading, so use your discernment as you are listening to these messages. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 1. My name is Helen and I am so thrilled that you have chosen to watch this reading and spend this time with me. So thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you so much for any of the support that you have shown me and this channel. I truly appreciate it. But let's get straight to it. So we have some pre-prepared oracle cards that we are going to take a look at in just a bit, because first I want to see what I'm picking up on from this card intuitively that you chose. And you chose this really cute card with a puppy and a kitten. So pile number 1, what I'm feeling from this card for you at this time is that you could be seeking a lot of connection right now. You could be feeling this craving to have very close and loving relationships around you, gravitating towards the people that matter to you most in this life right now, maybe more so than you have for a while. It feels like there is this shift in focus or shift in effort that you have made recently. You are now putting in a lot more time and a lot more of your energy to reach out to the people that matter to you, to spend more quality time with your loved ones, with your family, with your spouse, with your children, with your best friends, whoever the people are around you that you hold nearest and dearest to your heart. It feels like you really crave that sort of deep, intimate connection right now. But this can even be more broad than that. It can even mean that you are just in a space where you are reaching out to more people, where you are maybe more talkative, more communicative with people, maybe even people that you don't know, that you meet randomly, or that you come across in certain groups or networking events, or just, in crowded areas. So it feels like you are opening up more to other people and being more forthcoming in sharing your energy. Some of you are feeling more inclined to socialize in general, seeking out opportunities to meet new people or to just spend more time with people, to do something with your group of friends or with your family members, with your siblings. And even those who are single or who don't have that many people around them, if you are one of those people, I feel like at this time you could be feeling a stronger urge to find some sort of connections in your life. You could be putting yourself out there more. You could be going out to more public places, attending more events, more, concerts or plays, or maybe even going to like art museums and doing cultural stuff like that, just to put yourself in these situations where you could potentially bump into other people and find some sort of common ground or have similar interests and find people that way. or just people to connect to. Maybe some of you also going out a lot more if you haven't done that for quite a while. Maybe now is the time where you have found this new sense of enthusiasm or excitement or energy to venture out, to go to all of these different places that maybe used to either drain you or that you just didn't feel like going to for whatever reason. Now it feels like you are starting to either change your mind regarding some of these things or some of these activities, or you are simply not as drained by them anymore. It feels like even if you're more of an introvert at this time, you seem to really need this level of connection and communication with people. And I also feel maybe this is more of a specific message, but some of you could really be yearning for some appreciation or some kind words, some nice gestures of appreciation from your family, from your loved ones. Maybe you are doing that for your loved ones as well. But I feel like some of you could be in this position where you really yearn for this type of support, and you may be more vocal in asking for it or making your needs known. Whereas maybe previously you have been more closed off or more reserved and not as exposed in that sense. But as I said, this is just the first impressions that I'm getting off of this card. We also have these oracle cards to look at. So if you are still a bit unsure, this part will hopefully help you make up your mind whether you're watching the right pile or not. So these cards are talking about exactly what it is that you are focusing on right now. We have the guide, inheritance, correction. We also have antelope spirit, life is speeding up. We have the power animal. We have dove spirit, be peace. And the archer, biding your time, planning ahead. So pile number 1. I definitely get a sense of connection and relationships being very significant for you at this time. I want to start off with these two cards actually. We have the guide and we have the power animal. These two cards feel kind of similar in energy to me because they are both talking about companions or supportive forces or energies around you. And these cards can also talk about your ancestors, your forefathers. It feels like there is something about finding a deeper connection to your roots, your heritage, to where you belong. Maybe even, this may be more of a specific message, but it feels like some of you are doing some research into your ancestors and to your lineage. You could be looking into your family tree and where your roots are, that type of thing. And if your grandparents are still alive, and even your parents, you could be in a much more frequent communication with them or finding more time to spend with them. There is something about connection to your roots, to your background, that seems to be very much at the heart of what it is that you're doing. I mean, this is talking about connection at large, but there is a special nuance of your heritage, where you come from, again, your cultural background, all of that. Now, I also find it interesting that we have this inheritance and correction message or keywords here on this card. And we also have this life is speeding up. So with these two cards, there is a message of things having been the same way or having been a bit status quo for a time, now changing or ramping up and things starting to move along a lot faster. Maybe you are having to change your schedule around. Maybe you're having to accommodate a lot of impromptu, spontaneous plans or offers or suggestions, things like that. I feel like your social calendar is definitely getting very, very busy, as was coming through with the intuitive part as well. So yeah, there is definitely a shifting in energies when it comes to your day-to-day routines and your schedule, your to-do list, all of that. And so because of that, I feel like these two cards go together as well. You seem to be in a planning mode of such. You seem to be thinking about how to accommodate all of these sort of social events or all of these relationships, all of these people that you want to spend time with and that you want to make more of a priority in your life. How can you do that whilst also being able to take care of everyday business, right? So it seems like you are trying to keep a level head, not get carried away with how much things are swirling around you or how many appointments you have to keep or everything that is sort of happening around you. With Be Peace, you seem to be keeping a very cool, calm and collected composure here. But also I feel like this is just talking about the sense of feeling good that you are after at this time, which seems to be the motivating factor when it comes to putting more effort on connection and reaching out more to people, reaching out to friends and family. And with this biding your time and planning ahead, this may be more of a specific message again, but I do feel like some of you could be planning some sort of get-together, planning a trip or a reunion of some sort. Some of you are, again, this is more of a specific message for sure, but some of you are thinking about a very important conversation that you need to have with someone important in your life, and you could be trying to plan ahead for when would be the best time to have that conversation with them. So yeah, there's definitely some sort of focus on relationships, making time for the people that matter the most in your life, and also handling everything that is changing and swirling and all of these things that are ramping up speed in your life right now. And I also feel with the power animal that you could be trying to channel some sort of more spiritual aspect of you. Maybe you even have a specific totem animal, power animal, spirit animal that you connect to or that you feel connected to. And you could be trying to channel their energy or maybe more broadly, the energy of your ancestors or, if they have passed, the energy of your spirit guides or your spiritual team. There's something about connecting to the spiritual realm that you seem to be focusing on as well in order to gain some sort of understanding or inspiration to do what would be the best for you moving forward, or gaining inspiration regarding the next moves that you should make. Something like that. But if you can recognize this story, if this makes sense to you right now, then stay tuned, because now we get to the juicy part. We are going to be looking at the huge opportunity that is coming your way. And we're first going to get a bigger theme or archetype from these tarot cards to see what sort of opportunity that is. Whoa. Okay. We have the Emperor, the Empress. And we have Lovers at the bottom of the deck, but we are going to be focusing on the Empress here. Even though, I have to say it is noteworthy that you are getting the Lovers energy at the bottom of the deck, because we have been talking about connection and relationships being significant, and it feels like that is somewhat going to be continuing. But with the Empress being here, which is a card of Venus, which is tied to all things pleasurable and abundant and fruitful, blooming and blossoming and growing and developing and expanding, I feel like the opportunity coming your way has a lot to do with you growing and expanding even more in your life, starting to feel a lot more wealthy, a lot more abundant. And that can be in any sense of the word. That can be in a monetary sense, that can be in an emotional sense, in a spiritual sense. It definitely feels like the opportunity that is coming your way has to do with you making your life even more grand, even more blooming and thriving. I feel like you're going to have an easier time attracting things to you rather than having to go out and seek them or go after them. You may also have an opportunity to expand your finances, as I said, in a very literal sense. So you could be getting an offer for promotion or maybe just a raise in salary or something like that. As we are talking about this connection and you becoming more open and more talkative or reaching out to people more, I feel like there is something that is shifting in your energetic vibration or in your aura, and people can sense it. And I feel like it has this ability to spread out of you and seep into all of these different areas of life where you communicate or where you come in touch with other people. And so that can very literally be in business or in your career, in your work as well, with your clients, if you are an entrepreneur or that type of thing. It just seems that there is something about you that is changing in a very positive sense. And this expansiveness, this beautiful, fertile and creative and optimistic and abundant energy, it seems to have an effect on other people around you as well. So I kind of feel like you have the opportunity to create a new sort of social standing for yourself, or have a shift in how people see you, your status in either the company that you work for or again in your personal relationships, what people know you for or what you are known as. And of course, because we're dealing with the Empress energy and we also had the Lovers here, and we have been talking about this expansion and connection and all of that. If you are interested in having a family or having children, and if you are able to do so, then this may also mean that there could be an opportunity for you to have that. Or there could be a more of an enhanced possibility for that to happen. So if you don't want that, be cautious about that, okay? And lastly, I want to say with the Empress card that I feel like you are going to feel a lot more nourished, a lot more taken care of, and a lot more seen by the people around you, by the connections in your life. So there seems to be this element of feeling more satisfied with the relationships that you have in your life, especially when you have been feeling either lack or that you haven't been too happy about some aspects in your relationships. With the Empress card, that could be getting a lot better, and you could be starting to feel more fulfilled, as I said. But let's also look at where can this opportunity lead you moving forward. Okay. So, oh wow. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Five of Cups in reverse, and the Ace of Cups. And we also have the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This is beautiful, beautiful energy. Heavy water sign and earth sign energy coming through. So I'm just going to point out the zodiac signs in case you resonate with them. With the Empress, we actually have heavy Taurus and Libra coming through. With the King of Pentacles, we have more Taurus. And with the Queen of Pentacles, we have Capricorn energy. With the Five of Cups, we have Scorpio. And with the Ace of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces could all be significant. So there is a lot of confirmation about everything that we have already been talking about. So I'm going to try and not get too stuck in these energies. But I want to start off with the King and Queen of Pentacles, because these two are counterparts. We have this counterpart energy coming through, just like we had in the Lovers. That was the underlying energy. And what this is saying is, especially if you are single, especially if you have been looking for a partner or someone in a romantic sense, but even if you have just been hoping to find a friend or someone who you could bounce ideas off of, a business partner, or, you know, just someone who would understand you, get you, and who you could have really good quality time together. This is definitely hinting that you could be finding that person who thinks very similarly to you, whom you see eye to eye with, and who is very reliable and loyal, and whom you can trust as well, and who sees value in you just as you see value in them. So this is a very beautiful, solid reliable, stable, and secure connection that you can have with someone. And if you are already in a connection, even, if you are married or simply in a long-term connection, then I do feel like this connection could be solidifying even more as time goes on and as you step more into this Empress energy, or it could even sort of take the next level. And again, I have to point out, especially because we have the Ace of Cups here too, and the Queen of Pentacles, which can also be tied to the sort of mother energy. Please be careful. Please take precautions if you do not want to get pregnant. I just have to put it out there. Now, again, for those of you who have been looking for some sort of special relationship or something to fill you up emotionally, these two cards are also saying that the sort of sadness or melancholy or feeling alone, feeling desolate, feeling kind of abandoned or down in the dumps with this Five of Cups energy, as it is coming out in reverse, especially next to the Ace of Cups here, it does indicate that there seems to be this newfound emotional awakening that you're going to be experiencing. So it feels like there are going to be even more opportunities for you to expand that emotional landscape, to have this feeling or this swelling up in your heart where you feel loved and appreciated, and where you feel like your emotional needs are being met with this Ace of Cups. This is beautiful, beautiful energy. This also indicates that there is possibly a new sort of blossoming when it comes to already existing relationships, but there could be newfound, again, friendships or connections that you develop. There could even be a mending of fences, especially with this Five of Cups in reverse. If someone has disappointed you, if there has been a falling out or a loss of a relationship, with the Ace of Cups, it could mean that there is the opportunity to mend that connection and, get back on good terms with each other. Or maybe even make up for lost time. That is coming through right now. This could be more of a specific message, but for some of you, I definitely feel like there is an opportunity to make up for lost time. And I also want to point out that between the Five of Cups and the Ace of Cups is an energy of the Four of Cups. And with the Four of Cups, there is this image of a person sitting under a tree and a cloud appearing next to them with a hand that is reaching out of the cloud and offering a cup to that person. It does seem like there are going to be even more offers or more opportunities to have your emotional needs met, or to start up something creative, something that is emotionally fulfilling or nourishing for you. There seems to be more of those sort of offers coming your way, and it is up to you to decide whether you want to accept them or not, whether you have time in your schedule and whether you find those a priority enough to accept them or whether you don't. And I also feel with all of these cards actually that this whole process of becoming more abundant and starting to see more of these things sort of coming to you, more of this magnetizing energy working in your favor. Again, regardless of whether you are male or female, don't get stuck in the gender aspect here. I feel that you are going to be increasing in your sense of self-worth and in how you view yourself. Especially with the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, I feel this sense of self-love coming through very heavily, where you could be starting to value yourself in a whole new way, starting to appreciate yourself and see the beauty, see the uniqueness, see all of the assets that you have to give and to share with other people. And of course, with the Queen of Pentacles, again, there is this element of sort of money or financial increase as well. Maybe some of you are getting some sort of rewards from investments, or you are starting to invest. Especially with the Ace of Cups, I feel like there could be opportunities for you to somehow turn something that you enjoy doing or something that gives you emotional satisfaction into a form of making money or bringing money in on the side. And for a lot of you, this could have to do with some sort of creativity. So Either this is in art, this is in like writing or self-expression in that sense. So that is coming through here as well. But let's also see what you should be ready for regarding this opportunity that is coming in. Okay. Interesting. We have the Queen of Wands, the Hermit, and the Justice card coming out, with the Five of Pentacles as the underlying energy. So sign-wise, we have Aries coming through heavily with the Queen of Wands. We have Virgo with the Hermit, and we have Libra with Justice. And we also have more Taurus with the Five of Pentacles. So Taurus and Libra seem to be quite significant here. I do get the sense that what these cards are talking about is the difficult decisions that you may have to make as a result of all of this increased energy and events, all of this speed that is sort of gathering momentum in your life. And as you get even more focus on the connections in your life and just, you know, meeting up with people, connecting with people, all of these relationship dynamics that seem to be coming more so to the forefront in your life. With the Queen of Wands, it feels like the magnetizing effect that you have at this time, and that seems to be increasing, is something that you may not even realize at this time. And even though, obviously, being admired and being warmly regarded by people, being praised or looked up to or appreciated and valued and all of that, even though all of that is amazing, being popular also has its downsides. So it can get a bit taxing, it can get a bit too much, and obviously you cannot possibly maintain all of the connections in your life to the degree of making everyone a priority in your life. You cannot possibly, you know, make time for everyone who wants to maybe spend time with you. So there are going to be some of these decisions that you have to make, especially with the Hermit and Justice. It feels like there's something about needing to dig deep into yourself and again, connect to that spiritual side so that you could make decisions accordingly and make decisions that would be most aligned with what is right and true for you, what is aligned with your personal truth, with your soul's wishes, and where you would also be wise enough to not spread yourself too thin, where you would be sort of looking out for your own well-being in the process, right? So again, so that you wouldn't be spread too thin with all of these situations or offers or things that you could be presented with. And so as we have the Five of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck here, you could possibly have to disappoint someone or kind of leave them out, leave them out of your schedules, or not pay as much attention to some of the people that, again, may be trying to connect with you. And some of those people that may be trying to connect with you, even if they are good people, even if you don't have anything necessarily against them, they may not just be like, it sounds bad, but they may not be important enough to compete with the other connections in your life that are more meaningful to you. Also, I feel like there is just something about not being able to like live up to everyone's expectations or give everyone what they want. There could be this energy, especially with the Empress's energy and the Queen of Pentacles energy and the Queen of Wands energy, that all seems to be talking about you. There is something about people possibly starting to like demand a bit too much of you, or wanting to reap the benefits of what you can do for them or what they can get from you from spending time with you. And I feel like that can get a bit too draining if it is not limited or restricted in some sense. And so again, with the Five of Pentacles, you may have to leave some people in lack or like cut them off completely. Again, depending on your personal circumstances, but you may have to say no to some people and kind of let them down in that sense. Or again, as I said, cut them off from having this access to you. So that is what I feel that this Five of Pentacles is talking about. And also, as the last message that I'm feeling here, again, with this Queen of Wands being this super magnetizing, super popular and exuberant energy that draws people in, with the Hermit, it seems like you're going to need some downtime. You're going to need to set aside some time for yourself. Again, with Justice, being very concrete about it and making decisions that also take into account your own well-being, both emotional, physical, and spiritual. And so there is this need to realize that you cannot be there for everyone. And also, I feel like maybe this is more of a specific message, but for some of you, what you may experience is as you share your truth, as you vocalize more concretely what it is that you need or what it is that you want, and what matters to you, as you sort of put down some boundaries that I feel with this Justice card, you may find that some people don't like that, or some people find that off-putting, and they may be the ones to decide to either spend less time with you or, you know, start seeing you in a different way. But again, I feel like if that sort of thing happens, then most likely they are not your people anyway. So I wouldn't be too worried about it, especially because you have two of these major Arcana cards, which feels like you are very much protected. Even with this Power Animal card, it feels like you are protected all around. Like your spiritual guides, your ancestors, your guardian angels, everyone like that is very much around you and supporting you at this time. So I wouldn't be too worried about that, but it's just something to be aware of, and also be very discerning about as well. If you see people starting to take advantage of your kindness and your benevolence, just be mindful, okay? But let's close the reading out with the last Oracle card message as guidance from Spirit. So let's see what they want you to know. Okay. So we got two, and we are going to take both of them. We have the Shaolin Master with be graceful in movement and action. Yeah, I feel like this is a very self-explanatory type of card. And I do feel like Spirit is kind of giving you a heads up here that there may be instances where people get on your nerves, or where you are tested, where your patience is tested. Because again, as soon as you get very popular, or as soon as you are put into the spotlight, or, you know, you start taking more of an active role in the public sense, or just in other people's lives, there are bound to be instances where someone acts in a way that you don't like, or says something that you don't like. I feel like Spirit is just urging you to stay mindful of what you say and how you say it, especially if you have a bigger influence. So if there are people that you are either responsible for, or that, you know, look up to you, that you have influence over, then I feel like that is especially true for those of you who are in that position. We also have Shaman with trust in higher forces. Yeah, I love that, because again, it's a confirmation that Spirit and your spiritual team, they are definitely there. They are definitely on your side and being very, very active at this time. So everything that is happening, trust in that. Also trust that the universe is taking you to the right people, the right situations, the right opportunities, and that everything is working out exactly as it should. So I love that. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Fire Guardian with Ignite Your Passions. So this just feels like a call to action from Spirit to make the most of the energy that is coming in for you, because as we already said with the Empress, there is this growth in abundance and optimism and feeling like things are working out for you. And that is definitely going to fuel your passion for bringing something into life, or you know, of sharing yourself even more with others, or making yourself more noticeable or more seen. And I feel like as you do that, you have the opportunity to create some really, really amazing things. But wow, pile number one, what a reading. I am going to leave it here. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend this time with me to check out these messages. I hope that you had fun listening to them, or that they gave you something useful and insightful. And if that's the case, if you're still here, by the way, leave me a little bell emoji in the comment section so that I would know that you are still here, that you watched this thing all the way through. And yeah, that you are the real deal. I would love to connect with you in the comment section. It always makes me so happy. So yeah, I hope to see you there. But I also hope to see you next Friday back on this channel for more messages, insights, and fun. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 2. My name is Helen and I am so excited that you are here watching this reading and spending this time with me. So thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you for any support that you have shown me and this channel. It means so immensely much to me. But let's get straight to it. So we have some pre-prepared oracle cards, which I'm going to put right over here, and we're going to look at those in just a bit, because first I want to see what I am picking up on intuitively from the card that you chose. And you chose this candle card. So pile number 2, I feel that at this time you are going through this awakening and realization period, and I feel like you are discovering a lot of things, and you are starting to see things a lot more clearly and shedding light on a lot of things that maybe used to elude you before, or maybe even used to scare you before, and you seem to be looking at those things more squarely now, or looking at them in the face, dealing with them head on, and not hiding away from some of these things that you maybe used to push under the rug, or just, you know, not want to deal with. I also feel like you are learning quite a lot. Potentially in a very literal sense, you could be going to school, or maybe you are taking certain courses or trying to expand your knowledge in that sense. But more broadly, you are starting to see things in a new way around you. And that seems to extend to the relationships, the people in your life, meaning like who your true friends are, who are the people that truly vouch for you, that truly care for you, that truly want you to succeed, whereas who are the people that are trying to get something out of your connection for themselves, or who are just putting on a sort of a friendly face, but you know, that are maybe not that friendly. And simply who are the people that you have maybe grown apart from as time has evolved. This also seems to extend to just self-development and growth as a person. You could be reading a lot, or diving deep into certain areas that interest you. You could also be gaining new skills, or finding out a lot about various subjects just through your interaction. So I feel like there is something about increased knowledge that you are getting. It almost feels like even if you are not actively learning something, or not actively seeking out new information is being brought to you now, or it's almost like you don't even have to do that much. And there's all of this insight and all of this knowledge that you are sort of picking up quite easily, or that is being shared with you. This is definitely more of a specific message, but I do feel like at this time, you could be finding that people are coming to you with several secrets. They are divulging some sort of information to you that maybe they haven't shared with anyone else, or that if they know something that they shouldn't know about someone else, for some reason, these people seem to come to you to share that, even if maybe before you didn't used to be a part of like gossip, or those sort of secret bits of knowledge that you maybe shouldn't know. I feel like for some reason that there seems to be this influx of that type of secret information, or finding out something that maybe you are just coming across something, or happening to see something, or happening to see someone do something that maybe they shouldn't do. So it almost feels like an accident, that you may be finding out some secret information by accident. But again, as I said, that may be more of a specific message. But just in general, you seem to be in a place where your awareness is growing, where your understanding is expanding or developing, where you're starting to see things much more clearly, and possibly certain situations that used to perplex you or that you had a hard time grasping or seeing clearly. I feel like those sort of situations are starting to make more sense now. Yeah, it's like you are getting rid of the shadows. It's like you are being able to see more clearly as the veil is coming down, or as the fog is being lifted from your eyes, or something like that. So that is just the intuitive part though. And we are now going to turn our focus to these oracle cards, which are going to tell us a bit about the focus that you have at this time. So where are you most focused right now? And as you're looking at these cards and listening to these messages, hopefully it will be a lot easier for you to understand whether this is really your pile or not. We have ambition, diligence, setbacks. We have wombat spirit, be at home. We have the star. Nightingale spirit, love is all around. And divine timing, evaluation. Okay, pile number 2. I want to start off with these 2 cards. We have this ambition, diligence, setbacks, and divine timing, evaluation. So with both of these cards, I get the sense that there may have been some sort of aspiration of yours, or something that you tried to do or tried to achieve or success at, and maybe you did experience some setbacks. Maybe things didn't quite work out as well as you had hoped, and so now it feels like you are taking time off a bit, or at least changing gears and changing your pace, so that you could prepare for the most successful launch as you are trying to go after something again, or as you are preparing yourself for success. So that is what this divine timing and evaluating is talking about here. Definitely feels like there is something at the forefront of your mind that you are having your eye on, or that is some sort of a bigger goal for you. That is also what I feel with the star here, and that is also the reason why I feel you are going through this learning process, or why you are expanding your mind, why you are expanding your knowledge or your skill set or your talents and gifts and abilities at this time. So with the star, this is a twofold message. First, I feel like it's this guiding star, or this north star that you are trying to move towards, that you are navigating your journey by. But secondly, I also feel that this is talking about that illumination, finding out something that inspires you. Maybe you are also looking, maybe some of you are looking for that inspiration to strike, something that would ring more deeply within you, or strike a chord more deeply within you, so that you would know that that is what you are supposed to pursue, or that is what you are supposed to put your energy into. So also with this be at home card, I do feel like you are taking it a bit more easy. Possibly you are even taking a bit of a step back from like the hustle and bustle of life. Maybe you are taking things a bit more slowly, spending more time at home, or doing things that give you a sense of comfort, that give you a sense of stability and security, whether that is spending time with your family and loved ones or friends, or whether that is doing things that you enjoy doing on your free time, spending more time on like leisure activities. But maybe this is simply talking about being on your own, or again, just taking time to reflect, recuperate and recharge your batteries, and just, you know, doing things that give you this sense of safety, well-being, feeling like you are being taken care of. There is something about like this licking of wounds that I feel. This may be more of a specific message, but that is definitely coming through for someone here, that you are almost recuperating or trying to get back on your feet as you have experienced some sort of blow or things not going according to plan or falling through or something like that. And we also have this love is all around card. And I do feel like this is talking about your attempts to find lightness and lightheartedness and hope and joy in your present circumstances as much as you can. Maybe some of you are also focusing more on connections, or even if it's not to people specifically, this can just talk about the things that you enjoy doing. Again, the things that bring you a sense of fulfillment or happiness or joy, that make you feel better, and that maybe even ease some of that disappointment that you may have felt as you experienced this sort of setback, whatever it was. So in a broader sense, what I'm feeling here, pile number 2, is that you have something at the forefront of your mind, whether it is a wish, whether it is a goal, whether it is some sort of destination that you have in your mind's eye. Something is making you or pushing you into this space of trying to get better at something, or trying to ramp up your skills or your knowledge, or get more better prepared for when you try and launch something again or give another go to something. And as you are in this space of just taking it easy, doing this preparation work and finding out as much as you can, and polishing up your skills or expanding yourself and your capabilities in some regard, you seem to be maybe taking things more easy and being more careful with when you do something and how much of your energy you are giving out at this time. So that is what is coming through from the main focus of yours at this time. So if this is something that you do resonate with and you recognize yourself in this, then definitely stay tuned, because now we're going to look at the opportunity that is coming your way, the part that you have been waiting for. So let's look at the bigger theme or archetype of the huge opportunity that is coming your way. Oh my goodness. Okay. We have the Empress again. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Man. But we're not going to be focusing on the underlying energy. We are going to be focusing on the card that you got. Now, I shuffled that deck extensively, but we still got the Empress, and we got the Empress in the previous pile as well. So maybe if you were drawn to the first pile too, you may want to check that out, because there may be some messages in there for you too. But let's focus on the Empress for you, pile number 2. First off, what I'm definitely feeling is that after this time of recuperation and maybe, keeping a low profile, there seems to be an opportunity coming your way to actually expand, to branch out, to reach wider audiences, or to step into the limelight somehow. Because the Empress is a very shining and beautiful and magnetic and attractive energy. And it seems to be talking about your energy and how you show up in the world, or what sort of role you step into. But this Empress card can also talk about another person outside of you who is going to be coming in order to help you or to support you, or to play a useful role in what it is that you are trying to achieve. So they may come in and give you some really solid advice. They may come in and actually help you in a very physical, tangible way with the processes. So maybe they help you to come up with a system, or maybe they help with a very concrete area of what it is that you are trying to achieve. So this may be a person that has valuable insight, that has valuable skills, and that has the ability to make this whole process of what it is that you're trying to do much more easy and much more flowing. And if it is someone else, if this is another person coming in to help you with whatever this is, they may be a Libra or a Taurus, or they may have very significant placements in those signs. but they don't have to be. I'm just pointing it out because these two signs are associated with the Empress energy. More broadly though, I do feel like this Empress energy is hinting at you being able to actually create or birth into reality whatever this thing is that you are currently like incubating, I want to say. Something that you are trying to prepare or get ready as best as you can to like polish it and make it as sort of perfect as you can before actually launching it or making it public or making it known. I do feel like you have the opportunity to birth it in a very like auspicious or very successful way where people notice it and respond to it in a positive way. And as you are launching this thing, or as you are creating something or birthing something, making something real and tangible, I feel like you have the opportunity to actually step into more of an authority position or become like an expert voice or someone that people admire and trust and look up to when it comes to what it is that you are doing, or your opinions, your know-how, all of that. You seem to be stepping into this position where you have more of a commanding voice in this area, whatever this is. But I also just feel like it is going to bring you more attention. And I do want to kind of give a warning here because regarding all of the energy that I was picking up on before, everything that we have been talking about, I do feel that some of you could potentially struggle with that level of attention or with having so many eyes on you, and you may want to shy away in some sense, or it may be somewhat overwhelming because for some reason I'm being drawn to the butterfly that is covering up her eyes, and it almost feels like you are having a hard time like looking at it or facing it full on, like this level of attention, or people looking at you, people inquiring about what it is that you do, wanting to find out more about it, or potentially wanting to be a part of what it is that you're doing. So especially if the thing that you are trying to launch or bring about has the capacity to build up a following, I feel like for those of you specifically, there could be this sense of overwhelm as you gain more like recognition and awareness from people. But that is that. But let's also look at where this opportunity can lead you. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we have the Knight of Wands, we have the Three of Wands, and we have the Hierophant in reverse with the, Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Sorry, I forgot to mention the zodiac signs that were coming through here. Some of the signs coming through here, the strongest, we have Taurus with the Hierophant. We also have Sagittarius with the Knight of Wands, and we have Aries with the Three of Wands, plus Virgo with the Eight of Pentacles. So if you resonate with those signs, that's great. It may be further confirmation that this is your pile, but if you don't, just disregard them. Now, where this opportunity can lead you, well, pile number 2, it definitely seems to be taking you maybe even further than you realize at this time. Because we have the Knight of Wands and we have the Three of Wands, and both of these cards can indicate travel or going to foreign lands, maybe even traveling overseas. So you may find that you are going to be presented with opportunities to expand your business or expand what it is that you do to somewhat of an international level, or maybe even a national level for some of you if you live in a very big country. But whatever the case, these two cards indicate that there is going to be growth and development and expansion beyond what you envision this opportunity or this thing to become right now. I also feel like there is potential to connect again with people that have very interesting insights to offer and that bring in something that you are not familiar with or that you may not be aware of yourself, because this Three of Wands is saying that there is potentially some sort of different input something that is going to be foreign to you or unknown to you, that is going to be very beneficial. With the Knight of Wands, this feels like it is enthusiasm coming from outside of you. So this feels like it's other people's interest in possibly, again, joining your forces or starting to be a part of what it is that you do. So maybe some people will want to join your team, or they will want to be a part of this, whatever it is. Or maybe they are simply, again, the followers, or, you know, the public or the viewership of whatever it is that you do, or just the consumers or the clients, depending on what it is that you are trying to achieve. But this Knight of Wands is very enthusiastic and very driven and motivated to like ramp up things or take things to the next level, especially when we have the Three of Wands here too. So I feel like you could end up meeting people who want to help you elevate this thing or make it even broader, even bigger. And the reason why I also feel like this level of success or the scope of this thing could grow beyond your wildest imagination is because of the Hierophant in reverse here, which is saying that the whole opportunity, this whole thing, could take you in a very different journey than you imagined. Because the Hierophant, when it comes out upright, the Hierophant is talking about tradition and sort of like this structured way of being, following certain norms and rules and regulations and doing things very much by the book. But when it comes out in reverse, things are very much the opposite. So you are like veering off the traditional path. You are potentially trying things that other people haven't thought of, or that are somehow unique or break the mold in some sense. So it does seem like you are venturing off from the familiar and from the safe path, which is something that, you know, you seem to be very much in this safe space right now. But with this opportunity, you seem to be moving away from that and starting to venture out and explore the big wide world. And I also feel that your perspectives could massively change. And when I mean perspectives, I more so even mean beliefs, because with the Hierophant, it very often is tied to our beliefs, our life philosophy, what we believe to be possible or real. And it feels like there is something about breaking down certain constructs that are either making you think in like smaller terms right now. I feel like that is going to be like, you are going to be blowing the lid off of this thing is what I want to say for some reason. So it feels like your beliefs are going to be expanding and changing as well in the process of you venturing forward with this thing. And at the bottom of the deck, with the Eight of Pentacles coming out over here, I do feel like this is definitely hinting at like work and dedication and commitment. So I do feel like this opportunity is going to be making you want to commit and making you want to take this very seriously and put in a lot of time and effort. But because this is the Eight of Coins, which very much talks about the work that we enjoy, the work that we do because it enriches us in some way, it's not just this dull labor. It does feel like you are going to be making it quite a big priority in your life, whatever this thing is. And also with the Eight of Pentacles, this has great potential for huge monetary gain. But lastly, I also feel that this whole thing could put you on a path where you are constantly improving yourself, where you are constantly learning more and upgrading your skills and becoming better and better and better at this thing. So yeah, this is exciting stuff, but I also feel like there is something more long-term about it. So it's just something to be aware of. Lastly, let's look at what you should be ready for regarding this opportunity. Oh, wow. Okay. So I feel like these cards came out like this. We have Temperance, we have the Nine of Cups, and we have the Three of Coins that came out in reverse with the Death card as the underlying energy. Sign-wise, we have Sagittarius yet again with Temperance. We also have Scorpio with the Death card. We have Pisces with the Nine of Cups and Capricorn with the Three of Coins. So I definitely feel with the Death card being the underlying energy that what you should be ready for is that your life is going to transform quite drastically. Your possibly like day-to-day schedules, your lifestyle, what you end up spending most of your time on, I feel like those things could shift in rather a dramatic way. And it's just something to be ready for, something to prepare yourself for. Now, I do feel like it's the sort of change that you have been wanting, or this level of success and this joy that you find from doing this thing. I feel like it's something that it's definitely something that you welcome. But I also feel like, especially thinking back on the Eight of Pentacles that was coming through from the previous section, I feel like it's important to be aware that it is something that is most likely going to be long-term and something that you are going to have to like commit to and dedicate yourself to wholeheartedly. And it may end up taking up more of your time than you realize right now. Now, for some of you, maybe that is not a big deal. Maybe that is something that you are very much prepared to do. But for others of you, it may be something that, you kind of have to adjust to as you go along. And the same thing that is like, it's kind of coming through from these other cards here too, because we have the Temperance, and actually, let's just start with the Temperance because this one came out on its own. With Temperance, I do feel like it's important to be ready to adapt, be ready to be flexible and accommodate different situations and different needs as they arise, because with the Nine of Cups and the Three of Coins in reverse, there could be the need to start prioritizing the sort of the time off and just the pleasures of being and doing and enjoying your hard work and everything that you are creating, and put the brakes on the building and the work and everything that you are trying to achieve long term, right? With the Three of Coins coming out in reverse. So it does seem like there is slight danger of like burnout or pushing yourself a bit too hard, focusing too much on this thing that you are trying to achieve and that you're trying to build, which is an admirable thing in and of itself. But there has to be this balance of keeping your relationships alive, looking after your own well-being, especially with the Nine of Cups. This is very heavily tied to your own sense of fulfillment, nourishment, again, well-being, taking care of your emotional, your spiritual, your physical needs, not neglecting those in the pursuit of this achievement that you are after, right? So making sure that you balance those accordingly. And I also feel like there is a message of fluctuation here, which somewhat ties back to what we were just talking about, but it's slightly different. So I do feel that what you should be ready for is that this level of enthusiasm and motivation that you have right now, this passion and drive, it's not going to be sustainable. So I feel like Spirit wants you to be ready for the times when you don't feel as motivated and driven to put all of your focus and effort into this thing that you are building. And there may be times where you feel more inclined to just be, to just relax and to indulge and, have fun and take things more easily. For some of you, that is definitely something that is needed. Again, tying back to that notion of having a balance. But for others of you, I feel like there is this like danger spot or something to be, just something to bear in mind, because if we fall too much into that space of indulgence and not feeling like we want to keep working or not feeling like we want to do what we sort of have to do and not keep up with our tasks or what we are committed to, then there may be a sort of a setback, or we may end up like shooting ourselves in the foot where we become a bit too lax and we lose our momentum, or we don't see the results as a result of becoming a bit too lenient, right? So as I said, for some of you, there is a need to avoid burnout and to take care of your mental and physical and emotional needs. But for others of you, when you find yourself getting to that position where this initial drive and this motivation and this passion starts subsiding, and you feel yourself wanting to like take it more easy or not put as much effort into it, it may be necessary to remind yourself of why you are doing what you're doing, and to push yourself to stay persistent, or to maybe come up with certain systems to keep this thing going, even if there are times or days when you need to take time off, or where you don't feel like you can perform, right? But let's close the reading out with a last oracle card message from Spirit. This is just going to be guidance from Spirit regarding this whole reading. So let's see what sort of closing message Spirit has for you. Whoa. Okay, yeah. Interesting energies coming through. I do feel a connection here. The card that you got is Arrow. Surround yourself with protective energy. So I do feel like at this time, obviously, this seems to be a very important message where you may need to, be more in this wombat spirit energy, where you are, looking after your own needs, where you are pampering yourself and gathering up this energy and passion and momentum and all of that in order to, be ready for when you actually launch this thing. But I also feel like this is tied to, being mindful of how much you allow other people to interfere with what it is that you're doing, or making sure that you are discerning, especially if you find people coming into your space and trying to reap certain benefits of what it is that you're doing without necessarily putting in the work themselves or contributing in any way. I don't know, maybe that is more of a specific message, but there's definitely some sort of message of discernment that I feel coming through. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. I love this message for you to end this reading with, because I feel like Spirit is pumping you up and sort of injecting you with all of this self-belief and courage and go-getter type energy in order to motivate you to go after this dream, to go after whatever this North Star is for you. So I hope that this reading gave you some level of confidence, or an increased level of self-belief or self-trust. And if you are still here, if you watched this thing all the way through and you enjoyed these messages, you found something useful from them, then let me see. Actually, you can leave me a butterfly, because I was drawn to that. Leave me a butterfly emoji in the comment section so that I would know that you watched this thing all the way through and that you are still here. And I just love connecting with you in the comment section. It's always so much fun for me. I hope to see you back on this channel next Friday for some more messages, insight, and fun. But in the meantime, please take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 3. My name is Helen and I am so excited to do this reading for you, all about this huge opportunity that is coming your way. Thank you so much for being here, and as always, thank you so much for any support that you have shown me and this channel. I truly, truly appreciate it. But let's jump straight to it. So we have some pre-prepared oracle cards, and we are going to look at those in just a bit, because first I want to see what I'm picking up on this card intuitively. So pile number 3, you chose this Datura, or Datura. I'm not sure how you're meant to pronounce this, but you chose this card over here. This card speaks of reviewing things and trying to see what it is that you are missing. And it does seem like you are trying to reach for something, or you may feel as though something is out of your grasp. I am getting the sense that at this time you could potentially be trying to understand what it is that you are missing, or what it is that you have lost. Something that you maybe want to have, or you feel that you once had, but now you don't anymore. And there could be this notion of trying to reestablish or bring something back into existence. And I'm not talking about, like revitalizing a connection with an ex or something like that. I'm not talking about that, even though, I don't know, maybe for some of you that is the case, but I also feel that this is talking about some sort of project or goal or something that you have been working towards. And for some of you, I feel like maybe you have even gotten that thing that you were working towards, but it may feel a bit lackluster, or like it isn't exactly what you were hoping for, or it isn't exactly what you wanted. So there is this sense of re-evaluating this thing that you now have, but that isn't necessarily fulfilling you. For those of you who maybe haven't achieved this thing that you were after, you could be trying to understand what it is that you are lacking, or what it is that you are missing. What is the missing key component that would take you to where you want to go? And I do feel like you are looking at solutions outside of you. You may be feeling like there is something missing that is like an external component. So whether that is like a partner or like an associate or someone to support you, whether that is something physical or tangible like money, like resources, like some sort of physical objects that would help you attain what it is that you are after, whether it is knowledge or skills. It definitely feels like what you believe to be missing at this time, you seem to be trying to get it, or seem to be thinking that it is outside of you somehow. But in any case, pile number 3, I feel like you are searching, you are seeking, you are thinking, you are reflecting, you are possibly strategizing as well, trying to come up with certain solutions, trying to come up with options. There is definitely something that you are not happy with here, pile number 3. But for some reason, I don't know why I feel inclined to say, but I feel like whatever this thing is that you are trying to get, the feeling of fulfillment is not hidden there. There's something like, there is something that you so adamantly feel is going to make you either happy or fulfilled, or give you a certain sense of accomplishment, or a certain sense of like a good feeling. For whatever reason, I feel like it's not actually hidden in this thing that you are after. I don't know why. It's kind of a sucky message, but that is just something that I feel here. So anyway, this is just the intuitive part though. So if you are not 100% resonating with this, then stick around for the Oracle card part at least, because then you will be in a much better position to understand whether you're actually watching the right pile or not. Because these cards are going to tell us what it is that you're currently focusing on. So let's see what we have. Okay, we have Discovery, Augury, Swan Spirit, Time for a Deep Dive, the Chakras, Flamingo Spirit, Embrace the In-Between, and New Projects, Learning. Quite a lot of confirmation coming through from these cards actually, especially regarding you having some sort of very concrete goal in mind, trying to find out more about it. We have this Discovery and Augury, and we have New Projects and Learning. So it does seem like you are trying to expand or find ways in which you could expand and again, gain more understanding, gain more skills, gain more know-how. And it's something that is definitely stirring you up quite a lot, or making you feel a certain type of way. And it seems to be a very powerful force here, because I feel that there is this huge passion that is driving this, or this huge emotion or feeling that is driving this pursuit of yours. Now, the reason why I also feel that is because of the chakras card, which is talking about the energetic centers in our body. And I do feel like you are very much energized at this time, or fired up as you are focused on this goal or this destination or this thing, this vision that you have in your mind's eye for what you want to have, or what you feel is going to, again, bring this concrete feeling that you seem to be missing, or that you seem to be craving. And I also feel like with this time for a deep dive, you are very much in this like rabbit hole energy, where you may be putting in like the majority of your time and energy and effort into this thing, and into finding out exactly what it is that you need, or what it is that you have to get, what would fill that void. So I do feel like you are, again, with both of these cards, that you are very much in this space of trying to gain more understanding and to sort of broaden your mind. But I also feel that for some of you, this time for a deep dive is talking about your focus when it comes to like digging deep into your emotions, digging deep into your feelings. And again, as I said, for some of you, it feels like whatever this thing is, you already have it, or you already got some sort of wish or goal. But maybe you are now trying to understand why this thing is not giving you the level of satisfaction that you were hoping for. And maybe this new projects and learning is talking about the new ventures that you have turned your eye on, or that you are trying to find what else you could put your energy and focus into. And we also have this embrace the in-between. And this card is very clearly talking about a bit of a timeout, or a bit of a space of reflection, which again was coming through very strongly with the intuitive card, or intuitive part 2, because it does feel like at this time you may be experiencing more of a quiet space, or where maybe things are not necessarily happening too much around you, where it may be more like quiet or less eventful. But it definitely seems like you are using that time very much like productively, or like you are putting a lot of effort into doing this internal work, this digging through your emotions, this digging through your feelings, trying to make sense of like what sort of plan you should follow, or again, like what would take you to where you want to go. So it feels like there is this combination of going through your feelings and emotions and making sense of that, but then also sifting through your thoughts and your mind, and trying to come up with like a strategy, or a concrete vision, or concrete plan. So there is a lot of this inner sort of reflection or introspection that you are doing. But if this is talking about you, if you recognize yourself in this, then definitely stay tuned, because we are now going to look at this huge opportunity that is coming your way. So let's see, what is the bigger theme or archetype of that opportunity that is coming your way? Wow, okay, we have Justice, and at the bottom of the deck we have the Fool, but we are just going to focus on the card that actually came out. So with Justice energy, by the way, this is a card of Libra, and I'm just pointing out the zodiac sign in case you resonate with that sign, or you have significant placements, your sun, your moon, your rising sign, or Venus or Mercury in this sign. If you don't resonate with that, that's fine too. But this huge opportunity that is coming your way is giving you the chance to actually see things in a very clear and logical and rational manner. I feel like it's almost like the veil is going to be dropped, or it's going to be taken away, and you're going to see things clearly. So when, this whole energy of you possibly feeling like you need something, or like you are lacking something that will give you this feeling that you are very much yearning for, and I was feeling like that is not actually going to give you that effect. I feel with the Justice card here that you are going to be seeing the truth of what actually would bring you this sense of satisfaction, or this sense of fulfillment. Like there is some sort of shift in your mentality, or this breakthrough information that you are going to be getting that is illuminating what it is that you truly need in order to balance out the scales, in order to bring this sense of equilibrium or well-being that you are seeking into your life. In essence, this opportunity is going to provide you a chance to align to your truth, to this deeper truth, this soul truth that ultimately guides you to this life that your soul wants to live, and sort of make choices accordingly. Because justice is also about cause and effect, and of cutting out things that are not aligned with you and that you don't want to deal with in the future. It's kind of giving me this sense of like cleaning up house or decluttering your life. And I feel like as this opportunity comes in for this clarity and understanding, you are going to have the opportunity to, get rid of or declutter certain things from your life that are just taking up space and that are taking up your energy, that are taking up your very crucial resources, that are not maybe giving anything back to you, or that are not, returning that energy to you in a fair manner. And so you seem to be making some sort of choices, or maybe even like drastic decisions as a result of this, but it is all in the name of your good. It is all in the name of your well-being and living in true alignment with what is really meant for you. Because remember, at the bottom of the deck, we had the Fool, which also symbolizes new beginnings, fresh new ventures, optimism and excitement, and this joy for life, right? Where everything is available to you. Everything is a possibility. So that seems to be something that you are actually making room for in your life. But I also feel with this justice, the last thing I want to say is that this opportunity seems to bring in connections and situations that are much more truthful and honest, so that you can have an easier time deciding whether it is something that you want to have in your life or whether that is something that you don't want to have in your life. So it is going to, I feel like it's going to make it easier for you to discern what is really for you and what isn't. So it's almost eliminating the danger of accepting things into your life or saying yes to things that are truly draining or that are not meant for you. Let's take a deeper dive into where this opportunity can lead you. Okay, sorry. I'm going to continue shuffling in a second. I just wanted to point out, because a more specific message was coming through with this Justice card. For some of you, this huge opportunity that is coming in is going to give you the ability to set the record straight. Either to clear your name or to bring truth to the forefront if something has happened where either your reputation has been tarnished, or there have been some rumors about you, or something has happened, some sort of scandal or argument or falling out or something like that, where you have been left in a bad light, and where maybe you lost certain people or lost certain friends, certain connections, lost some people's respect. But I feel like there is this opportunity to, again, clear the air, set the record straight, and redeem yourself or get your reputation back or something like that. But let's keep going. Okay. Well, we are getting some interesting cards here, pile number 3. We have the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Cups in reverse, and the Tower card with the 8 of Swords as the underlying energy. So I'm just going to point out some of the signs yet again. We have Aries and Scorpio coming out strongest with the Tower card here. But we also have Leo. We have more Scorpio actually with the 5 of Cups, and we have some Gemini with the 8 of Swords. So pile number 3, I love that we are getting the Tower card here. I absolutely love the Tower card in this context, and I'm going to talk about it in just a second, because I want to start off with the underlying energy first. This is the 8 of Swords, and I feel like it's describing the situation that you are in right now that is going to be changing as a result of this opportunity. The 8 of Swords talks about restrictions and limitations and feeling a bit stuck, or like there isn't that many opportunities around for you. This may also indicate a bit of a victim mindset or feeling powerless against where you are or what has happened to you or what sort of path you have before you. But I feel like this is describing the energy that you are being set free from, or that you are liberating yourself from as a result of this justice energy that we have been talking about. So it does seem like this stuck energy is going to be shifting. It's going to be broken down. That's why I love that the Tower is here, because the Tower is breaking, demolishing, getting rid of these constructs that are false or faulty. So they are not meant to stand. They are not meant to last the test of time. And that is why I love that, you know, this whole construct is coming down that has been limiting you or has been limiting your options or your perspective somehow. For some of you, this Tower is definitely bringing about a big shift in understanding and consciousness and realization. So it's almost like a spiritual illumination type thing that happens very suddenly, this like mental breakthrough that occurs. For some of you, that can very literally be the case, especially because with the Eight of Swords, this is tied to your mindset. This is tied to how you see things. This isn't necessarily a true depiction of what the real or the reality of the situation that you are in is. So I do feel that for some of you, this opportunity is going to bring about this change or this huge realization or this upheaval in the way that you see things, where you are maybe going to be setting yourself free from what you believe that you lack or what you believe that you need. Because again, I feel like with justice, there is like something is being made very clear, very easy to understand for you. And again, this fog is being... like the fog is lifting. Now we also have the Five of Wands and we have the Five of Cups in reverse. And so this is very clear confirmation that for some of you, there has been a bit of a tense situation or some tension in the air, because we have two number fives, and number fives bring disruption. They bring conflict and confusion, and especially so with the Five of Wands. And with the Five of Cups in reverse, there seems to be some sort of grievances that you still feel, or there seems to be emotional residue as a result of some sort of argument or falling out or tension that occurred or took place. Most likely this was with someone, but this sort of tension and confusion and frustration that the Five of Wands is talking about could also be talking about an internal process of yours. And especially if you feel like you have failed in something, or that you didn't perform in the way that you had wanted to, or you didn't attain what you believed would make you a success or would make you feel happy or something like that. I feel like there is going to be this massive breaking down of those type of feelings that you are still carrying with you, or that are somehow residual energy from this disappointment. And again, as it ties back to this more specific message of you clearing your name or something like that, I do feel with all of these three cards that this opportunity is going to drastically shift the way that people see you and the sort of animosity that they may have against you because of some situation that happened that that was like not fully authentic or not fully true. Again, with the Five of Cups and the Eight of Swords here, this seems like there is either like missing information or limited information, or like things were not shown in the true light. And finally, as the last thing that I'm feeling here is that with the Five of Wands and the Five of Cups in reverse, it could also indicate that this opportunity is going to bring you to a more feisty mindset with the Five of Wands and push you to fight against this sense of melancholy or this sense of feeling like something is missing, or like you can't have what you want, or you can't be happy, or like some very defeating sort of notions here that the Five of Cups is representing, I feel like you're going to tackle those or find the strength and find the fire and the drive in you to break through that, to prove those sorts of things that your mind may be feeding you wrong, right? Again, with the Tower, breaking those down. But let's also look at what you should be ready for regarding this opportunity that is coming in for you. Okay, that was rather quick. So I feel like this card came out first. Okay, we have the Four of Swords. We have the Seven of Wands and the Lovers. Interesting that you are finishing off with like 2 major Arcana cards, but as the underlying energy, you also have the Page of Pentacles. So sign-wise, let's go over those as well. We have more Aries with the Three of Swords. We have more Leo with the Seven of Wands, and we have Gemini with the Lovers. And we have some Earth sign energy with the Page of Pentacles, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I definitely feel a slowing down and a calming down of energies. Now, I do want to correct myself. I think I said the Three of Swords accidentally, but this is the Four of Swords. And with the Four of Swords and the Seven of Wands, it definitely feels like you are going to be able to make peace with something, potentially making peace within yourself, but it also seems to be making peace with certain outside forces, because the Seven of Wands can indicate either accusations or just opposition from other people, where they may be trying to topple you, or where they are just against you in some sense. But with both of these cards here, you should be ready for a calming down of this opposition, or this peace being made with the people who were maybe previously against you, or you know, just things sort of simmering down. And I love that we have the Lovers card here too, because this is saying that, again, this can talk about unification within yourself, but mostly I feel that this is saying that there is going to be support that is coming in from around you. So I feel like there is some sort of softening that is happening with like your relations with other people, or how other people see you. There may even be certain people who approach you and sort of reach out to you in a very positive sense, because we also have the Page of Pentacles here. And the Page of Pentacles is an energy of learning and focusing on something, putting energy into something that you want to like grow or develop. And it does seem like, because pages are messengers, so it does seem like someone could be coming to you with an opportunity of some kind, or who may just want to offer you their support or their help or something like that. And because the Page of Pentacles is the Earth page, they are very reliable and trustworthy, and they often talk about practical material things, or like physical reality things. You may even find that people are wanting to unite forces with you, or wanting to like help you in a very tangible way. So it almost feels like a complete 180 from when you may have had a falling out or some sort of difficulty with people. It feels like now the page is turning, and like people are actually starting to again like support you, or have belief in what it is that you do, or have belief in what it is that you stand for. And I feel like there is potential for a very real sort of connection with someone, or again with several people. This can be the case too. So yeah, that is what is coming through here, pile number 3. But let's close the reading out with a last piece of guidance from Spirit regarding your reading. So let's see what they want you to know. Whoa. Okay. Let's take both of them, because both of those flew out. So the first, actually, this is the first card. We have Traveler, move in a new direction. Yeah, I do feel like it's kind of a twofold message here, because first, I feel like it's tying back to this whole notion that was coming through at the beginning of the reading, where some of you may be trying to attain something that isn't actually going to give you the result that you're after. But in another sense, this move in a new direction is urging you to just expand, to venture forward, to try something different. And I feel like you are going to be doing that as you sort of get this like understanding, or as this clarity arrives. Now, we also have drum with dream and journey. And this is actually making me think that Spirit is asking you to dream big and to follow those dreams. So whatever this thing is, it definitely seems like Spirit wants you to like think bigger and to break out of certain limitations that you may be sort of trapped by right now, or that may be holding you back. And clearly with this journey and this traveling notion, Spirit wants you to venture forward, to experience and to try and let life surprise you, I want to say, for some reason. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Wise One with grow within your current situation. I do feel like this is tied to this introspection energy that you are in right now, because I feel like you have so much to learn from this time, and Spirit has so much insight to share with you. I feel like a lot of these realizations and these like mental breakthroughs and all of that can arrive as a result of this introspection. And I also feel like for those of you especially who may be a bit fed up with how things are going, or how slow things are moving, or how you feel like you are not quite getting it, or you're not quite reaching what it is that you want, I feel that with this grow within your current situation, Spirit is saying that there is meaning in this time that you are in right now. Like the embrace the in-between energy was saying as well. There is a reason why you are going through this time, why you are experiencing the things that you are experiencing, and it all has value and purpose and meaning. And maybe you are having a bit of a hard time seeing it right now, but I feel like looking back, you are definitely going to realize it, and you're going to see why this period of time had to happen and what it was all valuable for, as we saw with the Justice card here too. So pile number 3, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, for being here. And I do hope that this reading was useful to someone. And if that is you, if you found meaning in this and you are still here, then please leave me a little swan emoji in the comment section. I would love to see that, and I would love to connect with you in the comments and see how you experienced this reading, whether it spoke to you or how it spoke to you and all of that. Thank you so much, and as always, I hope to see you back on this channel next Friday for some more messages, more insight and more fun. But in the meantime, please take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.